Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, and joining me as always is my co-host, Rebellious D, and you are watching a brand new episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks, where we're going to be reviewing Black Lightning, episode 11, the book of Reunification, chapter 2, Trial and Errors. D, how you doing today, bro?
Pretty good, man. Ready to rock.
Hey, man, it's Black Lightning, and for once, like, this episode was really good.
Brought it back.
Hey, remember, I hit you up and I was just like, hey, man, have you watched it yet? And you was just like, oh, God, like, do I really have to watch it? And after you watched it, now I want to hear your opinion on it. And if you thought it was as good as I said it was. So before we get into today's review, make sure that you like this video, you subscribe to the channel, and you hit that bell button so that way you're always notified when we have new content here on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks.
That's right. Podcast in the description.
You all right over there, man?
Yeah, just fiddling with the camera,
Yeah, I'm gonna start calling you the Fiddle King, man.
The fiddler.
The fiddler. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into this review. So, episode, it starts off, we see JJ, and she goes to this plant, and she gets like this metahuman DNA, which was stolen by Tobias. Well, it wasn't stolen, but it was just like women who were pregnant. They had like they were pretty much carrying
children. The children that they were carrying had the meta gene. Yep.
Yeah, and
pretty much he was extracting it.
Yeah, they were extracting it, and pretty much Tobias was going to create an army. That's what he was going to do. So we see Lightning in action, and she ends up taking the people out and stealing. It seemed like it was only one. She only took one of them. But I mean, like, I feel like when this opened up the episode, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's nice. It's nice seeing Lightning back in action. But yeah, I mean, like, this episode, I feel like when you get past all of the Pierce stuff and you get to, everything else that's in the episode, it got really good. Another good thing was, we didn't see Dee's favorite character, Ishmael.
Ishmael.
Oh yeah, also too, Tobias, he's finally the mayor of Freeland. That happened as well. But yeah, I mean, like, there was a lot of good to take away from the episode. D, let me go and ask you, like, how did you feel about the episode after you watched it?
I felt pretty good. It felt like it was finally, and I do mean finally.
Okay,
back on track, baby. Finally. Yeah, I mean, it only took them like 3.5, 4 episodes to get back. Yeah. So yeah, I was pleased with this one.
Yeah, man. I'll say that one of the things that I really enjoyed about this episode was seeing Painkiller, because it seems like since we had the Painkiller episode back on episode 7, every scene that he's been in, it's like I've been starting to like Painkiller a lot more. Like, I already liked him in the previous seasons, but it's just like every scene that he's been in this season, it seems like that's where the most action is, because a lot of times it's just like for the last couple of episodes, it's just been let's have a powwow at the Pierce's house and discuss our feelings and everything. And like I had told D earlier, this is a superhero show. It's just like they're not really doing anything heroic for real. They're just arguing. And I'll say that was one of the good. I mean, of course, the episode that did start off with some arguing, of course, but once you got past all the arguing and stuff, like it got better. I'll say that much. It did.
Yeah, it was very minimal compared to what we had seen in previous weeks.
Yes.
It didn't drag on and all that stuff. It shouldn't have before,
It didn't. And it seems like that they are starting to come together and work together as a family and whatnot. But, back to the Painkiller stuff, like, it was sweet because Jefferson and Khalil, they finally talked with each other, and Jefferson was happy to see him. And of course, Khalil, it seems like every time Khalil talks to somebody, he always asks, how is Jennifer? And everybody's just like, yeah, she's doing all right. That's what they always say. So I can't wait to see what's going to happen on next week's episode, because it seems like Khalil is in Freeland now. I'm not sure if he's in Freeland or if he's in other parts of the world, I'm assuming. I'm kind of confused about that, D.
I'm not really sure where his base of operations is. I think I made a joke with you earlier today, and it was budget city, you know, because it just looks so much cleaner than whatever Black Lightning's had going on. So I'm not sure what they're doing with all that, or how he's able to move around so quick. So maybe he is in Freeland.
I don't know, man.
Because how does he get to all these locations so quick? He's got to be somewhere close.
He takes the jet, man.
He's got a fast friend.
Oh, here we go.
I had to beat you there, man.
He has a friend that can vibe. That's who he has. But yeah, man. You know, like I said, it's always cool when he's in doing the action sequences and whatnot, and it's making me want to see a Painkiller show even more. Khalil, he ends up and he goes to search for Looker, and it's crazy because we thought that the one FBI agent, we thought that he was a metahuman, but he actually had
he was under control.
Yeah, he was under her control, but it's like I didn't even pick that up when we first saw it. I just thought he was a metahuman. But you know, going back to him as well, Jefferson and Detective Shakur, they're able to get the FBI agent out of her control because Lynn, she makes this serum that's able to get the whatever it is out of him. I can't remember, like the type of liquid. I call it the Capri Sun liquid because remember those Capri Sun commercials?
Yes, I do. I do. You should call it the what was it? The T2000.
The T2. I mean, you can call it that too, but they're able to get it out of him, and like now he's just like, hey, I'm gonna do everything to, you know, get your wife off of all the charges that she has, you know. And like that was interesting too. That kind of rewinded back a little bit, where it's like Lynn's former boyfriend, her boo thing, the lawyer, you know, him and Jefferson, it's like they were arguing because he told Lynn, he was just like, yeah, you're gonna end up going to jail. I just need you to take the plea. And it was just like, well, she didn't do anything. Like, what? It's just like, you're supposed to be helping my wife. And then he was just like, she's not your wife. You know what I'm saying? And like they were about to go at it. And like Lynn was just like, you know what, I can make my own decision. And I'm glad that, you know, Jefferson and Detective Shakur, they came together because also Jefferson, he lets Detective Shakur know that he's Black Lightning. And Detective Shakur was just like, hey, you've been playing me this entire time. And he was just like, no, like, look, you know, I just need you to trust me. It's like, you know, we're on the same team. You know, Henderson, he trusted me and whatnot. And it's just like, I need you to trust me like Henderson trusted me. And I'm glad that they're on the same page right now. You know what I'm saying?
Too. Definitely.
But to get back to the Painkiller stuff, like when he went to look for Looker, I thought it was sweet. It reminded me of a video game because it's like he fights the first guys, and then after he fights them, then two more guys come downstairs, and it's like they got the I can't remember what those type of knives are called, but they're like the curved knives, and
kunais? Huh? They're not kunais.
I can't remember what they're called, but they're the curved knives.
Yeah.
And it's like he took them out, and then he got to the third floor. Then they had guns, and like this is where the racist guys were, and the dude was calling them boy and all this stuff. And I was like, Jesus,
I'm gonna tear your head off.
And like, D, like, how did you feel about that scene overall, man? Like, did you feel like it was kind of like a video game, like a beat 'em up?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I'm really enjoying the Painkiller stuff. I mean, it's sad that it took us so long to get back to Black Lightning and what it needed to be, but the stuff we got with Painkiller overall up until this point was very refreshing. Yeah, and it was fun, you know, it was action. This is what the show's supposed to be about. So
yeah, I 100% agree with
you. I liked it.
And then he gets to the final floor, and then Looker's up there, and he was just like, so you're a Looker, and she was just like, you look good yourself, and she was like, I'm gonna keep you. And she tried to, you know, put Khalil under her control, and then she gets inside his head, and then we see Khalil, and then Khalil and Looker, they end up fighting each other, and then Painkiller shows up, and it was sweet because it's like now you have Khalil and Painkiller working together to fight Looker. And like, bro, like when she sees them, and she's just like, oh wow, 2-man dingoes, one for the house and one for the field. And I was just
Lord.
like, yo. And then Painkiller was like, oh, hell no. And it was sweet. It was sweet, man. Like the music that was going on with the scene, like, bro, like we keep on saying, the Painkiller stuff is awesome. Like,
yeah, but Black Lightning in general, one thing it has always had going for it is the music.
Yeah,
the soundtrack for the overall show has always been really, really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, it was the one bright spot, in a dark time, as me and you like to say.
Mm-hmm. And to kind of rewind it and take it back to dark times.
Yeah.
Jen, she has a date with Uriah. Is it Uriah or Uriah? I think it's Uriah.
Uriah.
Yeah, and
but
she has a date. She has a date with him, and then Uriah. This is the final season, and this is the last time you're gonna see him because
he won't be back.
He won't be back.
He won't be back for the Christmas special. Let's just say it that way.
Man. It's like Red shows up because Tobias, when he sees the footage of Lightning in action, he thinks that how does she have her powers, for one, and then two, nobody has seen Jennifer Pierce in a while. So he ends up finding out that Lightning is Jennifer, sends Red after her, and she puts up her force field, but then Uriah, he ends up getting caught in the crosshairs, and he ends up dying, but at least he knows that now that Jen or JJ is JJ is Lightning, and he's just like, fight for me, and like that's how he dies. So now it's just like this is the second time that Tobias has taken a lover away from her. First with Khalil, and then now with Uriah, and she was sitting there crying and expressing how she felt about the entire thing to TC. And bro, I honestly thought at this moment, I thought TC was gonna be like, you know what, Jen, like, I've always loved you, and but no, they're just friends. So I get it, man. Also, too, Tobias, he gives Chief Lopez a serum. It's the metahuman serum, like how we talked about early on in the episode, and pretty much he wants her to give this to one of her most trusted people on the force, so that way that it will give them powers, but the powers, they're not permanent. Now, D, I want to ask you, because when I saw this, I was thinking of My Hero Academia with the quirk erasing bullets and the quirk bullets.
That's what I thought you were going to make this comparison. I thought you would go here. Yeah. It seemed very, even them extracting the abilities from the not infants, but from the
pregnant women.
Yes. Taking them from the embryos and stuff in their bellies. I thought it was very reminiscent of what My Hero kind of did with the doctor taking abilities from kids and stuff like that. It was just very creepy.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, like I said, man, overall, really good episode. Next week, because Tobias, he sees that Painkiller is back. Yep. And he calls up Dee's favorite guy, Ishmael.
Let's take it easy.
And he lets him know, hey, I need you to take out Painkiller. And how could we forget, man? You had Gamby. He had his moment where,
of course,
he was with his boo thing. And what were they doing in the sewers again? Because what was that?
None.
Oh, no, you're good. What was he doing in the sewers again?
He was trying to locate or figure out why he couldn't locate the device that Tobias made. And there was a material surrounding wherever they were. I can't think of what it was.
I can't remember because I watched the episode.
And that was basically creating a barrier so that he couldn't get through.
Now, I was watching the episode yesterday, so I can't 100% remember. But like, doesn't Gamby fight somebody in the tunnel or something, or they make a giant hole in there?
Where are they from? I can't remember that part.
Okay, hey, I think I'm getting it confused because I started watching Jujutsu Kaisen and they were fighting in the sewer and somebody had made a hole. So I think that I got both of them confused. But yeah, like I said, overall it was a really good episode.
It was.
There's only two more episodes left.
How do you feel about that? And did you notice my man TC pretending to be sad?
Yeah, I talked about that where he was talking where Jen was.
He looked like he was pretending to be sad
because like, he likes her, man.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have talked about this week in and week out why they dissing my man TC.
Yeah, man, and something too. There wasn't a Grace sighting on this episode. There really wasn't anything to do with Anissa at all. Like, I mean, we see her in the start of the episode. And pretty much that's it. Because you think about it, because like her and Jefferson, they can't use their powers. So it's like, what can they do? Like nobody can use their powers except
JJ.
You know,
she jump started herself.
Yeah, she jump started.
Which it's kind of like, why wouldn't you tell them to jump start? I just don't. Certain things I'm just gonna let it be. Let it be.
Hey, bro, right. I love that we both was thinking about the same thing when you saw.
Sometimes you gotta. We're two episodes from the ending, man. Sometimes you just gotta let it go.
Yeah. Hey, and it's crazy because like there are some fans that are just like, man, we only got 2 episodes left. Like, where's the promo at? Like, I want to see the promo. I want to know what's going to happen. I really do want to know what's going to happen because also on last week's episode, remember there was that eye in the sky. I thought that they were going to touch on that.
Oh yeah, you're episode,
right. But
nope.
We only got 2 episodes left, so I'm really
knowing them. It's probably going to be the last episode.
I really hope that China Anne McClain, I hope that she comes back because it kind of seems like that's what they're hinting at, that she's going to get her body back because she is not the same person.
Interesting.
And it's also going to be weird when Khalil finally sees her and sees that,
knows,
it's not the same person. So, overall, good episode. Hopefully next week's episode, it continues the same energy because, again, 2 episodes left,
That's right.
But yeah, let us know what you thought about the episode. Hop in the comments. Let's talk about it. And thank you for watching our review. D, let them know where they can find you in social media land.
That's going to be rebellious_D23 at Instagram.com. Thanks for leveling up. Banks, if they need a hero, where they going to find you?
You can find me, your hero, Benjamin Banks, at KingBenji_Banks on Twitter and Instagram. And you can look me up on Facebook at Benjamin Banks. I should be the first person to pop up. If not, I need to contact Mr. Zuckerberg. Thank you for watching our review. Check out some of our other reviews. Check out some of our interviews. And we'll see you next time on Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Keep that pinky up and stay positive. Peace.
Thanks again, everybody, for watching another episode of Leveling Up with Benjamin Banks. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe to the channel. Podcast, we got that too. Make sure you give us a thumbs up and hit that bell for further episodes and notifications. Thanks a lot to our patrons. And if you don't mind, join the Patreon. We'll be having new specials coming up soon.